couple of weeks ago, we talked about the Nintendo Switch 2 on this channel and the potential clauses that are going to be almost kind of like pitfalls that the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to have. Not saying the Switch 2 is bad or the Switch in general is bad, but things that people are going to be outraged in the public. A lot of the things doing with their TOS or the price concurring around the entire thing. And then obviously when it first released, there was apparently people stapling through the screen, which is kind of crazy. Like you would think that at this point in time and the year of 2025, we wouldn't be smash stapling receipts to boxes anymore with how delicate things are. And that has nothing to do with like just the Switch 2. That would be like an iPhone, Samsung, a Switch 2, an Xbox, whatever it is. It's kind of weird to just be like bang with a stapler so hard that it goes through a screen. And now going back to the TOS with the Nintendo Switch 2, where they basically say if you do something nefarious on their device, they're allowed to break your device. And what this is supposed to do is to stop people from pirating, from dressing up as pirates and doing a little jig inside of their system. That's what it's supposed to stop people from doing. And in the most part, it has stopped a lot of that with the Nintendo Switch 2, but it also has bricked people trying to put in very simple stuff, right? So if you don't know, with the Nintendo Switch, there usually is not a lot of space. Just there isn't really ever a lot of space in it. And because of that, what a lot of people end up doing is they add extra drives into it to allow them to basically have more space so they don't have to delete every single game. Like if you play all the Zeldas, you play all the Pokemons, whatever it is. So that way you don't have to be like, well, I can only play 3 Pokemons before, I got to delete one and then, maybe restart or lose your save or whatever it is. So a lot of people buy these hard drives. And because of that, a lot of people are getting locked out of their Nintendo Switch 2, that they're not pirating anything. They're not using anything nefarious. They're using a system that was approved of on the Nintendo Switch 1, in fact. They're using a system that does nothing but allows them to basically just play more games on the game system that they bought and buy more games on the game system that they bought. And a lot of people are very outraged behind this, right? Because you can only do so much with a handheld in the first place. So a lot of the Nintendo Switch fans respect the fact that you can't do everything, but it feels like this is a way to punish people who just love playing the games in general. And because of this, apparently Brazil in particular is taking a stand against this. Where if we go here, we can see Brazil's consumers watchdogs is challenging Nintendo over basically terms of service agreement that allow company to ban consoles from online service. In June 25th press release, Procon SP, the Sao Paulo branch of Brazil's Consumer Protection and Defense Program, requested changes to Nintendo's end user license agreement, calling certain clauses abusive under Brazilian law. And I do agree with this, right? Because it's not that their terms of service are unreasonable, right? Nobody's saying, yeah, Nintendo, you need to allow us to pirate your games, because I think that's very scummy. But I think that Nintendo has a right to basically be like, listen, we want to make profit from our games. Now, this isn't a diss to anybody that does pirate games. This is just saying, in general, I understand it. But it goes a little bit past that, right? Because it goes to where if you even dip your toe in the water a little bit, your console is permanently banned from offline. I've already seen some videos like this as well, where people, they might plug in a separate controller, like a regular controller to play with, and they get banned because like the controller isn't technically originally compatible and it's counted as like a wireless device connecting to it. And like there's a lot of just like individual nitty gritty things like that are banning people from permanently playing online, making it where they have to sell these, and nobody wants to buy something that is bricked, right? Nobody's going to buy a Nintendo Switch 2 that can't go online and can do anything else. So maybe Nintendo will change this a little bit. I think they should change it to be more lenient. I think what they should just say is if we detect you downloading and pirating games, you're banned. And like that's that. And I think that would be a better way of going about it than to go about it in this way where it's like, okay, well, if you use any system possible, even if it's something that benefits us, makes us more money, or makes it where you play our system longer, yeah, it doesn't matter. We're still banning you because I think that's just like it's just weird. You know, you're banning super long term fans because you didn't make your system 100% perfect. And like I said before, I'm not saying the Switch or the Switch 2 is bad. I'm just saying in general, it is bad to punish people for wanting to basically play their games. It's just kind of a weird thing. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And that's really all I wanted to rant about today. So have a wonderful night. Peace.